furthest farm away from home. And I've loaded everybody once already, and Jared is the first truck back here. And this ground is quite a bit drier, this cutting, than what it was here last cutting. We kind of really had to pick and choose where we went. And yeah, we had to play around a little bit over here. So I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera. Maybe I'll back it on this. We'll go at this other end. We're a little closer to this end than we are at the other end here. Jared's got the 900. That's got street tires on it. One of my uncle's guys is going to come over with their Moss trailer. We'll let you get a look-see at that. And they've got street tires on their truck as well. I don't know if he's got his newer Freightliner that he just bought or not, but he'll be here in a little while. We have 4 of our trailers running today and 4 of our straight trucks. Back when we were, oh, how did this play out when we did first cutting? I want to say when we did first cutting, I think Sarah was discing, so I didn't have her. I don't remember how it played out. We didn't have all of our ducks here. The Western Star, when we chopped this field last cutting, the rear end laid down in it. We spent that one day when that laid down, goofing around with getting trucks back and forth and trailers switched out, whatever else like that. So the first day we moved over here last cutting, we weren't too efficient. So we're just going to keep plugging away. The moisture's holding in there. The mergers are done merging for today. And we're going to chop as much as we can here tonight. And then we'll get back over to this farm here tomorrow, and we'll finish it up here tomorrow. We'll keep plugging away, and yeah, it's just regular boring chop. So we'll touch base later on. Jared is just about over here now. For the next truck to get here. I can't remember who's on back here. So, alright. Well, we didn't have to wait long anyways. John on deck, and Charlotte just pulled into the field. field. Sarah. John is truck 18. Charlotte is behind us. She'll be rolling in here after we get John loaded. Alright, we just loaded John, and now we've got Charlotte in here. I don't think we have Charlotte with us tomorrow. I think she has to work at her other job. So that is unfortunate. But it is what it is. So we're going to try to get done as much as we can get done here tonight. We've got as many drivers as we're going to have right now. into the next day. We're just getting fired up here. Knives are sharpening on the chopper. Andrew's getting fuel loaded into his tractor. We're over at the Cleverly farm. The guy that rents this farm, he ended up putting these bins in for his grain commodities here. They set them up about the time we were doing first cutting over here. So the other day, Andrew, he got ran into. He pulled into a farm driveway, and he was turning left, and a truck passed him on the left side and ran into this front wheel on the tractor. Dented up the rim a little bit. Guy was a little irate, but that's how things go. We've got all kinds of flashers. This 8110, we painted it last year. Got great LED lights on the tractor. All kinds of indications as to what we're doing when we're turning. Turn signals on the merger. And he is getting this cleaned off here. Probably got to put that down, don't you? Well, we had a little excitement here today. Andrew was pulling into this field. Just passing by the tractor, the guy hit that front left wheel. He was pulling into this field. We're lit up like a Christmas tree here. And this moron, he's got this black Chevy. Up here to our left, he passed him as Andrew was pulling into the field. I should be chopping right now, but I had to come to the field. Lucan said the guy was being a real dick. And I asked the guy if he had called the authorities. He said he had not called them yet. I said, I can tell you right now, our insurance company is not paying for this damage. He said, what do you mean? I said, all right, I'll call 911 right now. And just when I went to grab my phone, a couple sheriffs were coming up the road, and I flagged them down. I said, hey, give us a hand here. And the two guys stopped, and the two cops stopped, and they're writing a police report right now. We've been down this road before. I've took quite a few pictures to show that we are not in the wrong, because his insurance company will try coming after us 3 or 4 months down the road. So a lesson to all. Take lots of pictures and video if you can. So now we're gonna get to the chopper. We're half hour to 45 minutes behind schedule because of that moron that decided that he was in too much of a hurry. So, all right. So we're sharpening knives right now, and we're gonna get rolling. Brian was here from my uncle's farm yesterday with the Western Star in their Dillard trailer, and I think he's gonna be pulling the Moss trailer that my uncle bought here this spring. That trailer is gray with a red top. And it should look pretty good on that Western Star if that's what they're running. They did buy a Freightliner kind of set up the way our Freightliners are set up with the Ultra Shift transmission and whatever. And I don't know if they'll have that with them or not. But we ended up parking the chopper here last night. Put the hay head over in the field. Blew the chopper off. I was gonna video blowing the chopper off, but I got a comment last time that, you know, you guys have seen it enough. So I didn't bother videoing that. But we have shown sharpening the knife several times. So for those of you that don't want to see sharpening the knives, you'll have to skip forward on the video here. So we'll just kind of show this process. This is a automatic sharpener, and every time that sharpener comes over, it advances one click on the mechanism that lowers the stone down onto the knives. On the John Deere chopper, the knife drum spins in reverse when it sharpens the knife. I don't know what the other brand of choppers do, if they spin forward or what, but we usually run over the knives about 25 times. It'll run over the knives and advance the stone each time, and then it does a finishing process where it goes about 25 or 6 times just going back and forth without advancing. Now it's doing that. It's not advancing the stone down. So Andrew's got this full of fuel. He's going to be, hey, I'm full. He's going to be merging alone today. Pick that up so it doesn't get in the dirt. He's going to be merging alone today. He's quite a ways ahead of us, and we're going to have 5 trailers running today and 4 or 5 straight trucks, and they probably won't be able to keep up. So, well, that's not good. The stone came over and it didn't move back. So I don't know what's going on there. Looks like it's wedged itself in. So we'll have to get that pried back. I don't know if there's material down in there or not, but we'll have to go through a calibration and see if we can't move that. I'll have to have Andrew look as we get into it here. Alright, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna move the shear bar forward, and then I'm going to move this stone. It's gotta move back. So tell me when it's all the way over to that side there. This is gonna slide that way. In the chopper, I'll show you how to do this. this is caught. Andrew's up in the cab, so we're gonna have him try to move it. And it won't go. Hit the right button. Alright, so we're gonna have to check the fuses. I don't know if we've got a fuse that's blown in the chopper here. Alright, for whatever reason this was bound and now it is not. I thought it had a fuse that was bad. There is crap in here that is on this far side. So, alright, go to the right. Go to the right. Go. Go to the left. Go to the right. Keep going. Go to the left. Go to the right. Alright, for whatever reason, this is bound up. Could be. Okay, hold up. The stone is advanced too much. So what we're doing now is we're raising the stone up. Okay, go ahead, all the way to the right. Alright, you gotta look at the screen and hit the next arrow. Now you're gonna go all the way to the left. Okay, look at the arrow, look at your screen. Now you gotta hit the arrow, right? It wants you to go to the right. Yeah, go all the way to the right. Okay, now it says complete of calibration complete, right? Want you to put the spout flap down now. That'll close the door. Raise that back up. Raise the door up. All right, hold it right there. I'm gonna clean this out. Okay, close the door. Alright, look at your screen. Hit the arrow again. That'll complete the calibration, right? Alright, we're good. Who's that? Jared? Hello? Am I? No, I probably won't. Hookins is coming in. I got a problem with the chopper here. Let me call you back. Alright, we'll see ya. we've got that calibration complete. All it was is it was advanced too much, running hard against the knives, and a combination of that and where it came over home here, it didn't like that spot that it was in, or over to the advancement side on this left side. So we're going to jump back up in here, and did you put that ticket paper in you put that paper in that's the report I needed from. All right, so we've got that done. End of calibration, calibration complete. So now we're gonna go back over here. Sharpening 25, finishing 26. We need to redo, no, I don't wanna do that. Now I gotta shut down. I gotta fire back up because I screwed up the yeah. So let's start this up. Now we'll go into our sharpening phase here. Now I'm going to change this number. I'm going to go down to 5. Do 4 there. And then we'll do 20 here because it didn't do the finishing sweeps yet. So now we'll do a sharpening and a shear bar set all at the same time. It'll spin like 350 RPMs or thereabouts. 320. Now it's going to be going back and forth, but since we raised the stone more than we needed to, it's not going to be touching the knives. Go in here. Well, it's not going to be doing its thing all that well here. Trouble is that is doing 2 clicks. We're probably bringing it over too far. Yeah, that's the problem. So we need to readjust that, but I think it's got to sharpen up. I think that's about 4 times there. It's not going to come all the way over. And we need to have that come over a little farther so it hits the frickin' knives. So adjust that so it doesn't advance so far this way. We need to have that advance just to where it is doing 1 knot. And what there is a stop bolt right here. And I got to check the seat and make sure that's not broke off. either adjust that, take the bolt out so that it doesn't move on the chain so we can move it by hand, adjust that bolt out so when it comes over it only advances 1 click. So that is going to do some finishing sweeps there, and then it'll automatically adjust the shear bar. I got to put oil in that chain oiler on the head, and then we're going to get going here. Okay, so that was a little bit of a problem, I guess, but that happens every once in a while. So we've got oil in the little oil container on the head. That is for the auto chain oiler. So we'll get lined up to this head. I am now running a little late. I thought I'd have a half hour to kill, and I don't. I am running behind. So there's probably going to be trucks waiting in the field. I think Bill is near or in the area. So we'll clip this head on and get rolled out of here. All right, let's roll out of here. We've got to go a couple miles over on the back road to get to where we were chopping here last night. And then we'll get over here and chop this. We got about 80 acres over yonder to do, and there's another 80 or so right around these barns, and then we bought 50 acres from a neighbor that's, well, we'll pass that field in a minute. My brother's cutting that now. He should be just about done with it. So that field there is the field that bought from the neighbor, and my brother has that cut already. So this road here is the road that the fields are on. We're on older seedings, and we'll get there. The other day I didn't show it on video, but I ended up blowing a tire on this head, that left one right there. And Jared had to take a tire off of the head on the other chopper. So I've got to get one of them sorted, because right at the moment I only have one more spare. So had we not had that other head, it was Friday night that happened. It happened about 6:30, 7 o'clock. We would have been SOL till who knows when, tomorrow, Saturday. I chopped with it still on there till he got to the field. I just had the head up a little bit, but I really had to make sure that I kept that out of the dingweeds. Or, you know, not so that, made sure I didn't have much pressure on it, so that I didn't want to ruin the rim. So this particular field that we're chopping in right now, I had a flat tire. Actually, probably when that tire was new, I had a flat tire on the head in that field last year, soft one. We blew it up with the chopper, and the year before had to blow it up with Jared's with an air tank on Jared's truck, air hose off of Jared's truck. So it would have been 3 years in a row had we had it waited until last night. But it's just the way it goes sometimes. Alright, we've just loaded our first load, and now we are on our second load for the day. This is my uncle's outfit here. This is a Western Star. You see this truck. When we videoed here last night, and then he ended up buying a Moss silage trailer here this spring. So this trailer's new this year. We had a little bit of a hiccup actually a couple of hiccups getting going here. So in order to manually move that sharpening stone sweep unit back and forth, you can go into the display and you can do a calibration, stone position sensor calibration. Essentially, what you're doing is you're telling the chopper where home is, and then where the advancement is on the left side of the cutter head case. Then you put it back to the right side, so on and so forth. Well, we didn't complete that process until after I got up in the cabin. It must have timed out, but it showed that it had completed the calibration. It said so on the screen. So I get over into the field here. Bill was the first load I loaded. I couldn't get the spout to go up. I said, what the heck do I got going on? So I went through the diagnostics and looked for codes, couldn't find any codes. So I said, well, the last thing I did was I did a stone position sensor calibration. We'll do that again. Because I couldn't get the spout flap to go off, nor could I get the rotation to work left or right on the spout. So those of you with John Deere choppers, if you're doing any kind of a calibration and you don't complete it in a timely manner, even though it says it's complete, you might lose some functions until you do that calibration over again. So I guess we learned something today. I ended up calling Jake to see if he had any ideas for it. I didn't know if I had a cab controller that went offline or something, because I did get a code for some kind of a cab controller fault, but we zeroed out the codes and that didn't come back again. So he was not really sure what could have happened, so then I said, well, I'll redo what I just did earlier. So that's what we did. So we'll keep at it here and show you what this unit looks like when she's loaded. We've got trucks here now, so we gotta get going. Yeah, my uncle is driving truck here as well. He has, it's like the 23 Freightliner, one that he bought last year, the year before. He has a 2014 Freightliner, same as the two white ones that we have. We built the box for that back a few years ago. The box that we built for it, we set the rails up for his 2023 Freightliner. Used the box to get the position of the bolt tabs, and he left that box on that truck. I don't know if he's had that box off of that truck at all or not. What are you guys' thoughts of the gray compared to the black? This gray Western Star, it's about the same color gray as the Freightliners that we have. Moss makes the best silage trailer by far. It doesn't really matter what you haul your product with. I think the Moss trailers look the best, and I think they're the strongest thing on the market, and they are the best bang for your dollar, period. It might be a little heavier than the H&S or the Meyer, but in the long run, after years and years of service, that extra weight will pay for itself in longevity of it lasting. The suspension is real good on them. Back of the trailer loaded here. Go with minimal spillage, you know. next one up on deck here with his 2023 Freightliner. We've got two other trucks that haven't made it to the field yet. They were going to be starting a little later on. So, actually, two more trucks, but the ones that were right here in the field, this was the last one of that one. Underneath that elbow line. Just chop right around this cell tower here. Now the other day, I don't know if it was the last video or maybe it was in this video. I think it was the last video. I had said that the Western Star has been a trouble-free truck for us. And it has, but one repair that I forgot to mention was we did end up replacing the radiator in this truck. It was a spring. So it was all door with it, and it ended up getting a hole in it, and then the intercooler, charge air cooler had a hole in it, or a little crack in it, I guess. We had that Liberty radiator ended up fixing that. Thank everybody for watching, and we'll get you to the next one. Take her easy, folks.